Hey guys, what's up? I'm Armin Van Buuren from the Netherlands. I'm here in San Francisco to play Ruby Sky tonight, and been a professional DJ. Well, what's professional? Started with an agent in '99, and grew from there. And still going strong. I have my own label, my own radio show, and touring the world like there's no tomorrow. For me, the main focus has never been to become #1 DJ in the world. It's not like I wake up like, okay, what do I have to do to become #1 DJ, or what do I have to do to make more money? I can honestly say with hand on my heart, I've never done it for that reason. I've always done it with, pure passion for music. I come from the old school way of DJing. I come from syncing up my records myself. When I do my radio show, I use Ableton. But I just feel like, for me, I love to sync up my tracks and actually mix live. For me, that is what I enjoy the most. I DJ with CDJ 2000s, basically from a USB key. I have my laptop on stage to communicate with front of house. We use iChat to communicate about the tracks that I have that have visuals. All my tracks are synced up with visuals. That means I have a DJM 200 mixer, CDJ 2000s next to it, and I have another set of CDJ 2000s next to that. And of these two outer CDJs, I run timecode signal, SEMT, and the timecode signal goes to front of house and backstage and everywhere. For most of my tracks, I have visuals made, and then the visual guy can mix it up in his VJ show. So I warn him like 10 minutes in advance, hey, I'm going to play this track. So in his visual show, my visual guy can adjust. He can say, okay, he's going to play that track. I think it's a really cool thing if you DJ with Ableton Live. And I know how to do it, but it wouldn't be creatively interesting for me, because you're just pressing knobs and starting loops and everything will be in sync, and then you use your effects. I mean, for me that is not creatively interesting, but who knows, in the future I will think differently. I thought I would never give up vinyl. I was one of the last ones to give up vinyl back in 2005. But now I really see the advantage. The only disadvantage of not playing from vinyl anymore is that you're never done with your set. You're never done editing, you're never done making mashups, you're always on your laptop making edits. And this is cool, because that added an extra element to my DJing. I mean, if you were a DJ pre-2005 and you went into the record stores, all you had was your vinyl, and you bought the vinyl, and you brought it to a club and you played that vinyl, and that's it. Of course you can mix or you can scratch or whatever, but it was limited, and now you have so much more creative possibilities. For me, the craft of DJing, the art form of DJing, is all about timing. What does a DJ do? What is the most important thing about a DJ? In my opinion, if you have a band on stage, right? I can play the guitar a little bit, I can play a little bit of piano, but don't put me on a stage because I'll fail. But a band, usually when they play together, they have a set list. They have a number of songs that they want to play, or they're going to do a jam session, or they're going to ask the crowd, hey, which song do you want to hear? But usually, no disrespect to bands, but usually their set is predetermined. With a DJ, any sound that's ever been recorded, including the audio of this interview, can be used to mix, right? So, and I think that's an incredible thing. Think about it, and that's the way I see DJing. Any sound that's ever been captured on vinyl, on CD, on MP3, any sound you can use to create something on the dance floor. Well, the structure of my DJ set, I like to surprise my fans by sometimes, the classic way of building up a DJ set is also building up your BPMs. That's usually what I do with my radio show, but not always. I think it's interesting to all of a sudden drop your tempo. That's what I did in the last Armin Only tour. I built my night up to 136, but then all of a sudden there would be a track in which I would drop the BPM back to 128, and we'd have Nadia Ali on stage performing, and then I'd have a bit where I play a little bit more electro housey, trancey kind of stuff, and then I'd build it up again to 140. I see the perfect DJ set is, for me, is the 1 + 1 = 3 rule. If you play 2 records in a row on that specific time on a dance floor, in that specific order, you create something extra. It's not just those 2 records. is because you play those 2 records at that time, at that festival or that club, in that order. And it creates something extra. And for me, that is the art form of DJing. It's really hard to explain to other people. I never, ever played the same set twice, never. And I never will do. And I don't think I can, because I actually look at the crowd and then I decide where I go with my set. I mean, sometimes I play in a club where, for example, there's a lot of women, right? And I learned from my early days of DJing in a really small bar that wasn't bigger than this room, you know, to get a big crowd of 10,000 people going, fairly easy if they're there to see you, right? You know that you can get them off by playing a track that you've done or a track they really like. I'm not saying it's always easy, but it's more easy than playing a warm-up set or playing for a small room where there's 2 cute girls and 5 drunk men. So I think if you really want to learn the essence of DJing, I give my hats off to all the guys here in the local bars here in San Francisco that have to DJ for 6-7 hours every week trying to entertain a crowd that's not really interested. And that's when the real DJing comes up, because you try to read these people, you're trying to entertain them by music. So if you see like a lot of women on the dance floor, they're not really dancing, then you try and throw in a vocal track, you know. And if your set's predetermined, you don't have that power. And that is the art form of DJing. It's feeling the crowd, reading the crowd, trying to see what's going on. If somebody orders a drink on the bar on your right and he has to scream in the barman's ear, you're playing too loud. You're playing too loud. If people are yawning on the bar, it means that it's either really late at night or you're just playing a boring set. You know, if there's virtually no women in the dance floor, forget it. If there's only guys, the room's going to empty very quick. So you have to look at the women, try to entertain them. These are just a few ground rules that I always use. I'm not there to play just for me. I'm not there to play Armin Van Buuren music, because if I would be playing ambient music for 9 hours and it would bore everybody to death. But I'm there because I enjoy playing for people and I'm there to enjoy entertaining people. My opinion about live DJing or not is the first rule in music is that there are no rules. No rules. And the second rule is see rule 1. So whatever rocks your crowd, man. I'm serious. I'm not judging anybody. I think everybody's trying to survive in this industry, is trying to do a good job, is trying to rock a crowd. And if you do that by playing live performance, go ahead. If you do that by playing vinyl, go ahead. All that matters is what comes through your speakers and your performance on stage. I want to say to every aspiring DJ, keep it up. I think the most important thing is to find your own style in music. There's a lot of DJs out there that just copy. There's nothing wrong with being inspired by other DJs and trying to copy a little bit parts of their set, but try and find your own groove. The quickest way to the top is always make your own tracks. That's essential. And try to grab people's attention by doing something different. It can be standing on your arms while DJing. It can be a weird mouse head, as deadmau5 showed us. It can be a really great epic vocal track that everybody's playing. But try to think of something that nobody's done before. Try to think, why should people come out of their homes, their comfortable homes where they have pizza and a nice DVD to watch, and they're sitting next to their girlfriends on the couch? Why would they come out to see you? And if you can explain that reason to me in 2 sentences, then I think you can make it. Good luck.